When a sequel fixes everything you complained about in the first game, there's nothing left to complain about, right? I mean, that's how math works. That's day one stuff. X problems minus X problems equals Y problems. In this case, Y equals no problems. You stupid critic, shut the f*** up. Yeah, that's fine, except that I found more problems. They're called Mario 2 and Zelda 2. It's NES Remix 2 for the Wii U. So, I was a big fan of the original NES Remix. Loved the idea, loved the nostalgia, loved the game. But like I said, I did have a few complaints, or requests if you will. But don't take it from me, take it from me! Yeah, it sucks that Metroid and Kid Icarus aren't here. And sure, multiplayer would have been nice. But they can fix that in NES Remix too. And then follow that with Super NES Remix. And you know what? That's what Nintendo's done for the most part. They've added Metroid, they've added Kid Icarus, they've added multiplayer. Kind of. So, I mean, I should be thrilled, right? I should like this one even more than I liked the last one. But I don't. This time it has nothing to do with the game itself. NES Remix 2 is a great compilation. It's just that it's compiling some not-so-great games. NES Remix 2 is an interesting game in that it improves on the original in almost every way. Objectively speaking, this is easily the better game. And yet, it's a better game I didn't have as much fun with. And that's the thing about NES Remix 2, where the first one had mostly classics, this one has a few classics, and a lot of Nintendo's most divisive NES games. I mean, taste can be sort of a subjective thing, but NES Remix 2 is subjective to the extreme, based simply on its games. This is a really good compilation that you just might not like. So if you're not familiar with NES Remix, boy, you're really missing out. These games are basically what WarioWare would have been in the 1980s. They take the biggest NES games in history and basically take them apart, pixel by pixel. It's a total deconstruction. And once they've gotten down to the simplest mechanics, they turn them into mini-games, or micro-games. In fact, not even that. They're like little challenges. And they're based on things you've done hundreds of times in these games. Things you could probably do with your eyes closed. Only, you've never done them quite like this. And the approach here is, again, basically identical to the original NES Remix. It's the same structure, the same menus, the same everything. All they did was plug in a new batch of games. And really, that's all they had to do. Each game has its own list of mini-games, and as you finish those, you unlock more games. Of course, you also unlock remixes, and those are still the highlight of NES Remix, because they turn everything you know upside down. Collect coins in Mario 3 as Kirby. Defeat enemies in Zelda 2, but as Toad. The remixes take each game's simple, deconstructed pieces and just mix them all together. And the results are, once again, incredibly fun to play through. But you know, about those individual games, I mean, NES Remix 2 makes some obvious choices, like Mario 3, Metroid, Kid Icarus, Kirby's Adventure, Punch-Out! These are great games, some of the best NES games, and they work great within the context of NES Remix. I mean, these Mario 3 games alone, I could play these all day. I mean, it's platforming perfection. But once you finish all those, things get weird. I mean, Mario 2 and Zelda 2 are obviously subjective matters. You might love those games, that's fine. But for me, there are any number of NES games I'd rather see. And beyond those, it just gets even weirder. I mean, Wario's Woods isn't even subjective. It's just a bad game. Historically significant, though it might be. And as much fun as the lost levels can be, when you have Mario 2 and Mario 3 already included, it just feels kind of redundant. Almost like they were stretching to fill the roster. A roster that, by the way, has 4 fewer games than the original. Fortunately though, like I said, the overall package is definitely an improvement. So in addition to the game itself, you have 2 new modes. Super Luigi Bros. Takes the original Super Mario Bros. And flips it, forcing you to play right to left instead of left to right. Not only that, but you're also playing as Luigi, and he controls a lot differently than Mario. So that's a great addition. It really fits the spirit of NES Remix, just on a larger scale. And it even includes multiplayer, which is awesome. There's also a championship mode, which gives you 3 objectives in 3 games. Thing is, you're also on a clock, so you have to score as many points as you can before time expires. And it's simple, but playing it over and over and figuring out where you can shave off a few seconds and earn more points, that's awesome. Throw in some really cool Miiverse functionality, and NES Remix 2 adds a lot more value for the already low price. They'll never get old, you know? These sprites, these graphics, this music. I mean, I mentioned in my review of the original that NES Remix is like looking through your old yearbook. It's just full of great memories. But NES Remix 2 is like, okay, now you're starting to get to the awkward pages. The pictures you'd rather tear out. The stuff you'd rather not remember. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is another awesome Wii U game, and a surprisingly clever take on Nintendo nostalgia. But it's also a reminder that nostalgia isn't always honest. And for every great memory you have, there's one that'll make you cry, like onions do.